This video is going to be both fun and sad. We're going to talk about the complete madness surrounding the Scrum Master hiring process, especially Scrum Master job ads. Want to know why the Scrum Master job is so hard? Just look around some popular job posting websites. It's crazy. And this is exactly what we will talk about in this video. The Scrum Master, the most common Scrum Master job ads and type patterns. First, let's talk about why this video is important. Maybe you want to get your first job as a Scrum Master, or you're already an experienced Scrum Master and want to transition to another company for a higher pay, maybe. I really suggest, before going all in into the job application process, that you carefully analyze the job description. The job description will reveal how the company you are about to work for really handle, really manage work, how they use Agile, how they use Scrum, what's their Agile maturity level. If you don't carefully analyze these job descriptions, you might think you're going to play the role of a Scrum Master. But on day one, once you start the job, they're telling you to be a project manager. They're telling you to be part of a PMO, to be a delivery manager. It's bad. It's going to be bad. So carefully analyze these job descriptions. You see, many job descriptions are written by the HR department, in big companies especially. The HR department drafts the job descriptions and then they post it to these job-seeking websites. Now, if there's a high level of maturity in the company, there will be an Agile coach or a Scrum Master who will review this job description to ensure that indeed the job description matches the role of a Scrum Master that the company is looking for. But in most cases, unfortunately, it's not like that. The HR department does whatever they believe the role of a Scrum Master is. They write that in the job description. And often it's related to what they already know, the Scrum Master role. Quite complex, because it's so unique for someone in the HR department or any other department. It's quite complex to really understand what a Scrum Master does every single day. So they relate that to something that they know. Delivery manager, someone working in a PMO, a project manager. And they write the job description based on all these other roles. Or even worse, they do a search on these popular job-seeking websites, searching for Scrum Master job descriptions. And they just copy-paste and combine everything together to get a final version. Now, the fun part. Let's have a look at some examples of Scrum Master job ads and type patterns. I've looked at more than 100 job descriptions. So many things wrong. And I combined everything wrong into themes. We're going to talk about the most common themes. Number one, the hidden project manager. The most common reason why this happens is that the company is going through their Agile transformation. They are using Scrum, so they need a Scrum Master, but they still need a Scrum Master to do all the things that the project manager does. Here's a job description from a huge, big English company. The Scrum Master's overall responsibility is to ensure that the team delivers services to the customer and completes various project management activities according to defined service level commitments and process compliance guidelines. What is this? It's clearly a project manager role. It's even said in the job description, project management. So if you're looking for a project manager, advertise the role of a project manager, not a Scrum Master. In Scrum, there's no role for project manager. No, there's not. So stop saying that in the job description. Next is the delivery manager role, where the Scrum Master is responsible for what happens in the sprint and what the team delivers in the sprint. So the team committed on a set of user stories, task, a sprint goal, and the Scrum Master needs to ensure that all these things are done. We need to ensure that we force. A Scrum Master is a servant leader. They don't manage people. No, that's a delivery manager that you're looking for, not a Scrum Master. Next is an example from a French consultancy company. Ability to communicate with management and provide clear and structured management reporting. If there's anyone within the Scrum team that needs to do that, it's the product owner. And I don't even believe that the product owner should be doing that. There's a clear event in Scrum where this is done. The sprint review. Tell managers, tell the sponsors, directors to come to the sprint review. We don't need to report on stuff. No, why waste time? Tell them to come every sprint in the sprint review. Actually see the work instead of looking at reporting. Actually see the work being done. Demo, the release. Use the application. That's how the most important thing in Scrum is delivering every sprint, working software, valuable things, valuable increments that the customer will use, not reporting. This company is looking for someone to do this reporting. They are looking for a product owner, not a Scrum Master. Scrum Master doesn't do that. Next is a good one of my favorite ones, the Scrum Admin, where the Scrum Master is expected to order office supplies, book meetings, invite people, book meeting rooms, schedule meetings, facilitate all the Scrum events, all the sessions. The Scrum Master is basically an admin, only doing admin work. And also, Jira Admin. Very common, Jira Admin over other applications that you use to track your work. User stories, the tasks, the Scrum board, everything. I use Jira. Most companies use Jira. The Scrum Master here is expected to be the Jira Admin. Everything that's done in Jira, you go to see the Scrum Master. You want to write a user story? Go to see the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master will input that in Jira. Want to move something across the board? The Kanban board? Tell the Scrum Master, don't do it yourself. Want to add a comment on the user story? Tell the Scrum Master, he will do it. Another example from an English consultancy company where the Scrum Master is expected to run all the Scrum meetings and also plan the sprint. Plan the sprint. Let's talk about the meetings first. In Scrum, there's tons of events. The sprint retrospective, the sprint planning, the daily Scrum. The Scrum Master just needs to ensure that all these things are done. Can help the team making these meetings more effective, but they don't run it. They don't facilitate it. They can facilitate it if needed, but running a meeting and facilitating a meeting, way different. Who runs the meeting is the team. The team runs the meeting. They own this meeting, the whole team, not only the Scrum Master. Now, over sprint planning the sprint. The Scrum Master doesn't do that. Just needs to ensure that the sprint planning session is done. That's it. But the team plans their work. It's the development team that estimate work and commit on a number of user stories, tasks, a sprint goal to do in the coming sprint. The developers commit on this. They sort of plan the work that is prioritized by a product owner in the backlog. That's how it's supposed to be, not the Scrum Master. And while we're talking about planning, estimation is also a big problem. I see that very often in job descriptions where the Scrum Master is responsible for estimations, where the Scrum Master is supposed to be estimating work instead of developers or reviewing the estimation of developers. Developers are doing the work. They are experts at their craft. They should know how to estimate something, right? Let them do it. Let them be self-managed. Another example from a German bank, the Scrum Master should support the project manager and the PMO in topics such as budgeting and cost controlling, forecast and risk management, prepare review project board sessions, do management reporting. What does this sound like? PMO. If you're looking for someone to work in the PMO, advertise this instead of a Scrum Master role. I hope that you're seeing why you need to really analyze this job description. Really look at it very closely. Just imagine you feel you want to be a Scrum Master. You apply for a job with these kinds of job descriptions, believing that you will be a Scrum Master. You get the job day one. They tell you to be a project manager or a delivery manager. Total waste of time for the company and also yourself. You will be very sad in your job, not happy at all, obviously, because you wanted to be a Scrum Master. Slows down your career because you'll need to look for another job. So please don't rush into the job application process. Carefully look at these job descriptions, which brings me to my next point. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.